Do you guys like free stuff? I've got free stuff coming up for you guys in this video, and you'd be lying if you said you didn't like free stuff. Everyone loves free stuff, but if you do, type Y for yes or type N for no, and you're lying, obviously. We've got a jersey deal coming up for you guys. I'm going to tell you how you can get a free Russell Wilson or DK Metcalf jersey. We're talking free agency today, so stay tuned for our free agent target show. Welcome into Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Meghan Paytron. We are presented by BetUS. A lot more to come from them, and this is also what's going to lead into our free jersey deal that we are going to tell you about. But first, we are talking free agents because the NFL trade deadline has passed. The Seahawks didn't make a move. We talked about that yesterday. Really nothing happened here, but it's okay because now we are moving on to free agency, which the Seahawks tend to kind of do something here. If you remember Josh Gordon, he came to the Seahawks, I think it was like 3 days after the NFL trade deadline. So it is not something new for the Seahawks. I could see the Seahawks making a free agent move. We're going to go through some of what I think could be Seahawks top targets, but I do want to first touch on what the Seahawks kind of need. Now, running back I put on here just because with the uncertainty with Chris Carson, we don't know if he's going to be back. Now, Chris Carson thinks he's going to be back for week 10. Pete Carroll doesn't sound as confident in this. So I'd say it would be in the Seahawks' benefit to at least explore the options at running back, especially even if they get Carson back. This is a long kind of lingering injury that he's had. So it might be smart to get some other guys just for more depth in that area anyway. Now, pass rush, we've talked about. I think the Seahawks could improve their pass rush a bit. Not saying that it's terrible, but it's also not great. We've talked about the Seahawks defense struggling. They are getting better. I still think they could use some help. And the offensive line, again, an area that we've kind of seen vary throughout this season so far. They did great, I think, against Jacksonville, but yes, obviously that was a much easier team. These are just some of the areas that immediately come to my mind, but I want to tell you guys, I don't think that the Seahawks should limit themselves to immediate needs. Now, we talk about this, and GMs talk about this a lot, coaches talk about this, the importance of finding a guy that's valued correctly. Now, this comes up with drafts, this comes up with trades, free agencies, and some people have an approach where, hey, we might take a guy that's not necessarily an immediate need for us right now, but he's ranked way higher. It's about taking the best player over the most needed position. Now, obviously, some people disagree with this approach, but I do think that it's a balance. The Seahawks could definitely find some immediate need, but they could also find some good players that are still available right now. We're going to get into some top targets that I have, but it's your turn right now. Go to the comments. Just name me one free agent that you would like the Seahawks to sign. Go to the comments right now. The first guy that we are going to talk about, I will get into, but I will first let you guys get your free agent targets in. Now, the first guy we are talking about is DeSean Jackson. Now, it is surprising that he is still around. The Rams waived Jackson on Tuesday after signing him during the offseason. They were unable to make a trade, which is slightly surprising. And Jackson never really played more than 22 snaps in a game with the Rams. He had some games where he was playing like 3 to 4 snaps. Now, obviously, DeSean is out of his prime. He is older, but I still think that he is a really good vet. Now, do the Seahawks need him? Probably not. It's obviously not a huge need for Seattle, but I do think that this is an example of a player that is a good vet. He's had, I mean, you look at 2021, he's only had 15 targets, 8 receptions, 221 yards, and 1 touchdown. So no, the Rams were really not utilizing him much, but I do think that he's going to be gone soon. That's my prediction. So I think Seahawks could benefit from someone like DeSean Jackson. Obviously, he's not going to be taking on a huge role. He's not going to be competing with DK or Tyler Lockett, but he is a guy that could help in the depth area. Maybe use him in red zone. Different options there. I like DeSean Jackson coming to Seattle if they have that option. What do you guys think, though? Should the Seahawks sign DeSean Jackson? If so, type S for sign. If not, type P for pass. I think that Jackson is someone that I'm not going to put him on my top list, though, of free agents for the Seahawks to sign. There's a reason why he made it through waivers. No one picked him up. The Seahawks they decided not to pick him up when he went through waivers. So maybe now they could get him for a little bit cheaper. It'd have to be the right deal in order for Seattle to do this. A guy I'd like to talk to you guys about, free agency. Todd Gurley, still available. Kind of crazy. This just tells you the NFL is a wild world. Guys can go from being the most dominant in the league to not being signed with a team at all. And obviously, Todd Gurley is a prime example of this. He has not played this season. He is still a free agent. And I really think the reason Todd Gurley is still a free agent is because of the injuries he's had. Now, obviously, we have seen a decline in Gurley's performance. There's no doubt about that. In 2020, he had 195 carries, 678 yards, an average of 3.5 and 9 touchdowns. So this isn't the Todd Gurley that we knew back in 2017, 2018. So he obviously has declined a bit, but I do think that health is most important when we're talking about free agent targets. That's what you've got to be concerned about, because there's a reason why these players are not on a team. So for me, Todd Gurley would be someone that I'd like the Seahawks to at least work out. But hey, the Ravens decided to work out Gurley. They didn't go that route. It's not really a good sign. If he's healthy, if the injuries are gone, if his knee's good, I'd say it's an option. Obviously, if he's not healthy, I say pass. But something I would not pass on is what I've told you guys, the free stuff that's coming your way. BetUS is doing a great deal right now. They are our favorite sports books here at Chat Sports. We trust them. They are great. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, you've got to use promo code Seahawks125. They are giving you guys a 125% deposit bonus. You put up $100, turns into 225. You put up more, better deal. It's just like that. Now, I mentioned the free jersey. This is where it comes along. If you guys are new to BetUS, go through the steps where you sign up, deposit the money, make your first bet, show us proof. Email us at jersey@chatsports.com. Show us that you did this, and now you will get a choice between a DK Metcalf jersey or a Russell Wilson jersey. We've got them ready to send to you. They are running out quick, so get your free stuff while we have it, because I promise you it's not going to be around much longer. Now, another free agent target that I think the Seahawks should consider is Jordan Wilkins. He was released from the Colts on Saturday. He made it through waivers, and he can now sign with any team. He only played 4 games this season. He did not have any carries. So as far as his ability, it's hard to kind of, determine that, at least for what he's been doing in 2021, because there's really nothing to show. In 2020, he had 84 carries, 308 yards, 1 touchdown. His long was 22, so not bad. I think, again, depth, important here. Great if, you're dealing with injuries. Chris Carson, if he's not coming back for a bit, he's someone else that could kind of partner up with Alex Collins, especially if Rashad Penny is also going to be dealing with injuries. I like him as an option. But what do you guys think is Seattle's biggest need right now? If you could pick one position, go to the comments right now. Let me know, what do the Seahawks need to be worrying about? Now, I mentioned the offensive line being an area that I think the Seahawks should try and improve a bit. And Mitchell Schwartz is someone that we've brought up on this show before, and he is someone that I'm very surprised is not with a team right now. He's a 9-year veteran. He's played for the Browns and the Chiefs, and he's had a dominant career. And I get it. He's an older guy. He's obviously a guy that's not in his prime anymore. He's rehabbing from kind of a serious back injury that he had last season, still trying to recover from that. By the way, in the meantime, right now, during his rehab, he started a cooking show called Mitch in the Kitchen. Go check it out. It's actually pretty funny. He's doing all these, he'll make this food show to you guys. He's got a good personality. I like him coming onto this team as, again, a veteran that's been in this league for a while, that can help the Seahawks out in the depth area and probably, give some more confidence to these guys. I think Ethan Posick, though, is, I think, helping this offensive line. Them starting him at center last week, I feel like it really just brought the line together. So Mitchell Schwartz may not be starting because he's declining and he's still maybe not 100% healthy, but I do like him coming into Seattle. In 2020, he allowed 2 sacks. Not terrible. I like him. I think he's a veteran that the Seahawks could use. Now, obviously, as free agency, rumors start coming up and a lot more things start happening. We promise here at Chat Sports, we will keep you updated. If the Seahawks make a move, I guarantee you we will have a video about it. So go to youtube.com/Seahawks TV or press the big red button. Either way, just make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on any Seahawks content. Now I'm going to tell you guys a guy that I think a lot of you will agree with me on. A free agent that the Seahawks should sign, Geno Atkins. I am a big fan of this. He underwent shoulder surgery in 2020. He's had 75 and a half sacks in his career. And to me, this is where the Seahawks could improve. It never hurts to add a good pass rusher. The Seahawks could actually really use a good pass rusher right now. He is my top free agent target for Seattle. And another guy I'm very surprised with hasn't ended up on a team, not played at all this season. I think the Seahawks honestly should jump on this. I think he could help. I think this is an area that the Seahawks are still struggling. And I like what we're seeing out of, Darrell Taylor and some other guys on the Seahawks, but Geno Atkins would be a great addition in my opinion. Next up, if we are going to talk pass rush, Olivier Vernon. This is someone who's, again, older guy, 31. Most recently played with the Browns in 2019 and 2020. In 2020, he had 36 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. I think that he's another good pass rusher. Again, good option for the Seahawks if they're looking to improve that area. I still kind of think I would choose Geno Atkins, even though Atkins is a couple of years older. I like him a little bit more than Vernon, but that's just my opinion. It's your turn now. Pick one out of the 2 that you guys would like the Seahawks to sign. Type GA for Geno Atkins or type OV for Olivier Vernon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, the last guy I'm going to talk about is Vernon Hargreaves. Now, he just got released, and now I think, hey, the Texans don't want him. Maybe someone else will, and maybe that is the Seahawks. Now, I do think the Seahawks are in a pretty good place right now in the cornerback room with Trey Brown and Sidney Jones, maybe DJ Reed. Obviously, they're starting to figure out that situation, but this is just someone to keep an eye out for. We'll see how that moves around during the week. And of course, as always, we will keep you guys updated. But do not forget about the deal that I told you guys with BetUS. Get your free jersey, get your free deposit bonus, all of this at chatsports.com/bet. Make sure you are using promo code Seahawks125.